What is up, everybody? It is time for another real estate related video. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment if you guys have any questions about this specific video or real estate in general. Sorry, I have not made any videos in the last 3 weeks almost. We just had a lot going on. The whole house got sick, then we got it better, and then we all got sick again. I did a little bit of traveling, and then unfortunately we had a pet pass away as well. So it's just been chaotic. But I'm back. I've got a string of videos lined up ready to go. And today's video, we're going to be talking about a cash out refi. So I have 2 renewals coming up, one of which I am not renewing, or I'm not doing a refinance. So I'm just rolling over the mortgage. So basically just continuing getting a new 5-year loan, because here in Canada, there is no such thing as 30-year fixed. The max you can do is 5. And that's this property right here that I purchased back in 2018. I've had it ever since. And the good news is, as well as I have a tenant that's moving out in July, everybody's rent in this building is $300 to $400 under market rents. I didn't raise anybody's rents during COVID, and then we had a rental cap, which now has only allowed me to do 5% a year. So I've just been doing that. They're great tenants, so it's okay, and I still make enough to cover all of the expenses and whatnot, so it's not too bad. But they're moving out, which means I'll be able to get one of these units, which is actually this unit, to market rent. It's a really, really nice triplex. It's modern. It's got all stainless steel stuff, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, full laundry in the unit. It's a really, really solid spot. So anyway, I'll be getting a little bit more for that. I'm not doing a refi for that, just because the mortgage rates have gone up some. I have quite a bit of equity in there, but in order for me to continue to cash flow at a rate that makes me comfortable, I can't pull any money out of this, and I've already pulled money out of this property years ago. So we're just starting to pay this one off. But let's get into the actual refi, because I wanted to give you guys an update on that. But the actual refi is for the Burr Triplex. I have a video out on that there like 4 videos ago, and then I have an entire series on that where I bought this triplex for, I think, $460,000, put it like $120,000 in renos. Basically, I burred it, pulled out a bunch of money. I still have some money left in the deal. And so today, I'm going to be going over what I plan to do with the refi, how much money I plan to pull out of the property, and I'll show you exactly how I do it. So first off, in order for this to work, you need to have a bunch of equity in it. Over these last 4 years, tenants have been paying down the mortgage a little bit, but of course, because of COVID, the value of the properties have gone up substantially. So currently, I owe $438,000 on this property. It got appraised, almost 5 years ago for $630,000, and today it's worth at least $850,000. So my current mortgage that I have on the property right now and my payments is $2,837, and that's at a 3.5% interest rate. This renewal ends in 3 weeks, so we are I'm getting a new term. There is still 24 years left. So I started with a 25-year term. I put this on a 4-year term. So, but what I plan to do is take this back to a 25-year, which allows me to cash flow like an extra $300 a month. But I'll get into that here in a second. I'm going to be firing a bunch of numbers here quickly because I don't want this to be like a 40-minute video. These are the expenses. These are my monthly expenses at the property. So the insurance, $180 a month. Power bills, $50 a month. That is basically just the hallways and the outside lights. I pay $170 a month for water. Snow removal is $120 a month. It's actually about $300 for 5 months, but when you do it over a 12-month period, it's about $120 a month, and that includes lawn care as well. It's a very small yard. The repairs, I put $100 a month, even though I can't remember the last time I had a repair in that place more than $200. But I just put $100 there just in case, a appliance breaks or something along those lines. Because it's pretty much a brand new building. I remodeled the whole thing 4 years ago, so it's still in very, very good condition. So total expenses is $620. When you add the $620 plus the $2,837, my all-in expenses monthly are about $3,457. I self-manage, so there's no management and there is zero vacancy. Now, the total rental income that brings in each month currently is $5,140, which makes it, when you subtract this from this, my current monthly cash flow is $1,683. On the months that I don't have any repairs, which is like 9-10 months of the year, it's actually about $1,783. But just so that there's something there for maintenance, I make about $1,683 a month. That's going to go up a little bit more because I have 2 5% rental increases coming in the next 4 months. So that'll be an extra. Actually, one of them I only did at 3% and the other one is 5%. So I can't recall what it is. It's going to be like an extra $110 or $120 or something along those lines. But I'm just going to go by what I have right now. So there's that. Now, I could just renew my mortgage and not pull any money out of the deal. If I were to do that, I would cash flow even more because I don't have, I wouldn't be taking on more debt. And when I go to do a renewal, it'll be 21 years left instead of 25 years left. And but I still have personally, even though it's really nothing, but I personally put in, after I did my last BRRRR, I still have about $65,000 of my money in this deal. But over these last 4 years, I've made more than that in cash flow. So in reality, I don't actually have money in there. But from the initial money that I put in, I still need to pull that out. I still want to pull that out. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's where the refi comes. So what I'm planning to do is pull out about $140,000. That is my goal. So what they have to do is, the bank is sending out an appraiser, and they're going to be there late this week. I have to go out there. They're going to look over the property, and they're going to give it a new assessed value. They're willing to give me 80% LTV, so 80% of the new assessed value. Right now, they have it as $630,000, but I believe it's going to come back between $800,000 and $850,000. So they're willing to give a 80% loan to value for this. But I'm not even going to be taking out all of the money. I just want to take out $140,000, and that actually makes it so that I get back all of my money from this, and then a little bit of money that I have left in another deal, and I get all that sort of cash out. Now, what happens when I pull out this money? Well, I'm now going to owe $583,000 instead of $438,000. So what happens is the appraisal goes out. They make sure that it's worth, what I think it's worth. When that comes back, they allow me to pull out a bit of equity out of the property as long as the property still cash flows and the debt service is there, which we have plenty of equity in this already, so that's okay. And then what they do is they pay off. It's almost like closing on a property all over. I have to get my lawyer involved. I have to pay him $800. And basically they pay out this original $438, and then they issue a new mortgage at $583,000 on a 25-year term. And my new interest rate is at 4%. I just got the approval today. So it'll be at 4%. So it is going to go up by 0.5%, which is fine. But that's what it's going to be. So the new mortgage payment at 4% when you owe $583,000 is going to be $3,371. It's actually $3,071, but 300 of it is my property tax. They bundle that in with the mortgage payment when it comes to residential. So my total payment is going to be $33.71, which means it's going to be $498 more than what it was before. So before it was $28.37. Now it's going up to $33.71. All of my expenses stay the exact same. Nothing is changing there. Insurance doesn't change. Power, water, snow removal, repairs, all that stuff. So my new monthly total expenses is going to be $3,991. That's what that is going to be. Okay. Before, my monthly expenses were $3,457. So my new monthly cash flow will be $1,149, and that is before these couple of rental increases that are coming up. So as you can see, by me pulling out, and what the bank will do is they're going to wire or write me a check, or my lawyer will send me the wire or the check for the $140,000, and I'm just servicing an extra $140,000 worth of debt. Now, here's the great part about this. That money is tax-free because it's debt, not earned income, okay? So because it's debt-free, now I can take that $140,000 and I can use that money to go and purchase another piece of real estate. I plan to acquire something later on this year, and this is the time in which I can pull out some equity and still have a healthy $1,100 and say $50 a month in positive cash flow. So I am giving up $498, so $500 a month in cash flow, which is $6,000 a year, okay? But in return, I'm getting $140,000 in tax-free money that I can then go to purchase a new property that can make me more than that $500 a month that I would have been making if I didn't do the cash out refinance. Plus, I'll own another asset that goes up in value every year from appreciation, principal pay down from the tenants paying down, plus the cash flow that property generates as well. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Once that happens, I actually am fully paid off, and every single one of my residential properties, I have no money in the deal anymore. I still have money in the 15-unit apartment building, but that money was done from a different refi. So this actually makes it so that moving forward, I have $0 into anything except for my newest acquisition in that 15-unit building about 10 months ago, or 9 months ago now. So this is really exciting for me. I'm going to have a nice little bit of cash to be able to go and purchase. I'm going to have a video out about it, but it's going to be a 10-unit. I do believe it's going to be the 10-unit apartment building that the same seller that sold us the 15-unit, he's going to be selling us a 10 and then an 18-unit next year. So there's going to be a lot of content coming up with this. If for whatever reason the appraisal comes back and it's not 850 or it's not 800, there's still enough equity in here that I should still be able to pull out the 140. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I don't care what the bank says. I know what I could get if I were to go and sell it, and a lot of the times they're going to be very, very conservative. But there's still so much equity in here because COVID hit and all the values went up so much that there's enough here for me to pull. So let me know what you guys think. Have you done a refi? Does this make sense to you guys? If so, let me know in the comment section below. This refi process has already started. I had to send off a whole bunch of stuff. And just so that you guys know, the things that you need to give the banks is they got to go and see all your leases. They're going to want to even see all your leases for your other properties. They're going to want to make sure that all of your taxes are paid. They're going to want to see your T1 generals and your deposits for all your rents that has been coming in. They want to make sure to see how much money you've made, if you are a personal guarantee on the mortgages, etc. In commercial, it's different because entities own different things, and you can have like non-recourse mortgages. I don't want to get too in depth, but they're going to ask a whole lot, and they have been. It's like they need to know everything, like your blood type, you name it. Okay, not your blood type, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so you got to give a lot of stuff, and then they obviously got to approve it. But, if you got good credit, you've got a good, solid business, and more importantly, they are not going to allow you to do a cash-out refinance if the property still doesn't cash flow, all right? They're going to want a certain debt service ratio. If it barely cash flowed by like $50, they're not going to do it. They're going to say, okay, well, we can't give you 140, but maybe we can give you 80. You know what I mean? But there's so much equity here that they're not going to have a problem with giving me essentially what I want. Because they know that I service the debt, and they also know that with the rents coming in, it is more than enough to cover the monthly payments and the expenses of owning this specific asset. Well, hopefully that answered some questions about refis, because I've been having a few of them. I will update you guys when we go to do the appraisal. I'm actually going to go out there. I'll film a little bit of it. I'll talk to you guys throughout the process, and then once I get the appraisal back and the wire and all that stuff, I'll let you guys know as well. I have other content coming with real estate. Yeah, I won't get into it here, but I've got some cool stuff coming as well. Again, guys, thank you so much. Make sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.